Okay, how's the connection strength here? Let's see, I think we're live now. Okay, seems to be going smoothly. Hi everyone. Okay, great. Sorry for the delay here. I was actually uploading a YouTube video that was like 6 gigs, and I didn't realize it was going to take so long, so I couldn't start the stream until the upload was done. So, hey T Squared, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to you too. I hope things are going great for you. Which of your 3DS Wii U games should we be expecting updates for? There should be glitch fixes coming for Gaiden, Deathly Delusion Destroyers, and Ruby River, and White Inside Its Umbra. I would like to do some glitch fixing for Guardians and Metal Exterminators for the 3DS as well. If I can get any other glitch fixes and performance improvements for any of the other games, 3 Down Stars and Undertakers, I would like to do that as well. But I have to get a number of Switch games launched first. I need to get like 4 or 5 games launched in a very short amount of time first in order to keep my studio financially viable here. So I have updates finished and done for the 3DS and Wii U games, but Nintendo changed their update policy after the eShop closed, so I can't submit the updates the way that I've done it in the past. And I have to learn a whole new system for patching, which I don't have any experience with. It's very time consuming. So I'll have to wait until my studio's in a better place financially before I can start doing the R&D into getting my patches rolled out. But you know, I had an update for Gaiden, Deathly Delusion Destroyers, and Ruby River ready like the week after the game launch, but unfortunately, like we couldn't get it rolled out. So okay, so. Anyway, I just wanted to share a bit of Ruby River here. Still pretty early in development, so you're going to see a lot of assets that are still partially from the 3DS. Like the geometry on these boulders is from the 3DS, so you're going to see they're going to look extra chunky. I want to share how expansive and detailed the environments are here. I need to fine-tune the controls here because you can't do any fine-tune aiming. The camera control was designed for the C-stick and for the face buttons on the 3DS, so they don't have the fine-tune control of the analog stick, so I need to spend a little bit of time improving that. But the environment is just hugely densely detailed, and I'm not even done yet. There's still all sorts of ground cover and foliage that I need to hand paint into the environment here. Right here. Yeah, I thought I would do just like a video and record it the normal way, but I've got a lot of work on my plate, and just there's a lot of logistics that go into it. So I thought it'd be faster and less time intensive if I just did a live stream and then people can watch the replay. So let's see here. I'll sort of get some distance from the forest and you can see what it really looks like here. What I'll do is I'll run over to a pond over here, and you can see, but you can see how detailed the terrain is. You can see like rocks and roots. You can see, you know, these high resolution little bits of grass in the terrain, and you see how the moss sort of climbs up on the rocks and the roots there, and all of this is the detail is bespoke, is totally handcrafted. I sort of detailed the texture by hand. So it was an incredible amount of work, and there's still a little bit that I have to do. You know, there's that sort of valley up in there in the rocks, and you sort of climb up, and there's some things you can find in there. So I need to go and address that a little bit. Basically, the detail on the terrain for the whole game is done pretty much. Today I'll be reprogramming the user interface. So far, currently, the game still uses the 3DS logic of the touchscreen in order to control all the menus and the building and all that. and you can't use the hardware controls yet, so I need to work on that today. I've been performance optimizing. I'm very excited. Like, if you sort of have a look at the hatchet swinging here, you can see like the frame rate is still pretty smooth, even considering that there's a huge amount of detail. This is really dense, you know. You can see the forest goes quite far back. These willow trees need to be replaced. They're just not, they don't really work. They're not very, I couldn't get them looking and absorbing light and reflecting light. I couldn't get them quite right. So I don't know if I should just keep on working on them. Their billboards are broken for some reason. I can't seem to get the willow tree billboards, and the way that they're reflecting light isn't just, it's just not right, you know. So I'm going to see if there's anything I can do about that, but for the time being, they're just placeholders. But, you know, I definitely don't want them looking like that in the end product here. So there's all kinds of new foliage to interact with. I'm quite happy with how these sort of things look, that, you know, they reflect light in a realistic way. And if you sort of go on the other side of it, you can see that the sort of subsurface scattering where the sunlight sort of enters, and you can see through it a bit. I have no stamina right now, so I can't sprint, and the chopping speed is very slow as well. I still haven't painted all the ground foliage around this area, so that's something that I'll be working on. I'll try to make a video doing that sort of content, which I have a lot of work on my hands getting these games ready to launch, and it still is taking a significant amount of work. But there's just so much more detail to enjoy and experience and look at. So if you stare at the sun, it's very bright, which happens, so you probably shouldn't stare up directly into the sun. You can go for a little swim. And of course, like in the original version, you'll be able to, if you're clever with your builds, you'll be able to build your own lake cabin, and you can get a cabin out on the water here and enjoy putting a little cabin out here. That'd be very nice. You can even see some of the stones under the water there. Quite happy with how the water reflections and the water ripples look on the water here. You can sort of see underneath. So very happy. So it's reflecting the sun and the sky. Hey, Obsidian, how's it going? Good to see you. Thanks for coming to hang out. Thank you. Yeah, it's tough to get performant water on the Switch, and the vast majority of any kind of water solution you try to implement doesn't function on the Switch, so this took an immense amount of tweaking and fine-tuning, and then you have to get, there's performance implications and whatnot. So having a working solution like this, I'm so pleased to be able to have a functional working solution, but it was a bit of a headache. It took a whole day getting a functional water solution. It just took a fair bit of fine-tuning and tweaking. Very happy with my trees. I really like how the subsurface scattering and translucency, where you can see that the leaves absorb some of the sunlight, and you can see that light coming through the leaves. I'm just so pleased with how that's turned out. These sort of sun rays that sort of poke through the leaves there. It's all just, it gives this sense of peacefulness and relaxing, and that's really what Ruby River is. It's just quite peaceful and pleasing. You know, the frame rate is significantly better in real life. I'm running through a capture card, and it's not a very good capture card. It's quite a cheap capture card, but it's the only one I've got at the moment. So, well, I've got two actually, but they're both equally not the best. So, and everything is interactable here. There's no static batching. Every piece of foliage and tree is interactable. You can harvest it. And again, a lot of the assets that we're seeing are brand new for the Switch Remaster, but some things, you'll see a couple things like particle effects I still haven't finished fully remastering, so some things are from the 3DS version. There's a lot of work I have to do with fine-tuning. Say, for example, billboards, like see, well, that billboard isn't refracting light, and it's not absorbing light the right way, so it comes across looking really dark. So those are some adjustments that I'll have to make. Let's see here. I'll run over. There should be a little pond. I'm gonna run over to that back end over there. We'll explore a little. I don't even need a. So I can't show you the building because currently you can only use the touchscreen controls. I haven't finished programming using the controllers to handle the menu. So we'll get there. We'll get there. But I just want it to be immersive and detailed. You kind of look around, and it just gives you the sense that this world could really exist. You know, I just want it to be so jump right in and just don't worry about it. You know, that's the feeling that I wanted to give with Ruby River, and just people can just enjoy spending time in this environment. So I'm gonna have a sip of my Pepsi. Oh, these are my Silver Falls beer glasses. You can get these from the my shop. I've got my sun grind shop. You can grab yourself a Silver Falls Dusty Cactus Bar and Grill glass. It's a little pond. So there's a lot of. This is still, you know, there's a significant amount of development work I need to do. And I think the save file is missing the trees. I think there's supposed to be trees spawning around here. And I think this save file, it generated the save before I put the trees in, so I'll just have to double check. But for every save file, the game generates different trees and foliage in different places for you. So every save file feels a bit different. It just makes it interesting. You might find that you'll be able to build quite well in some places, while other places on a particular save file won't work so well. This rock is from the 3DS version, so I'll just go ahead and harvest that. You can see that even the particle effects of when you're harvesting the stone, even they affect the sort of the faux atmospheric lighting here. And again, the chopping is very slow because I have no stamina. If you look on the top left, I got 0 stamina. I got none. And we can, in a little bit, I'll switch over to Guardians of Metal Exterminators, and we can have a look at that for a little bit. I did want to make a dedicated video for Guardians of Metal Exterminators. So. Oh, this is so... this is why you need to collect resources and cook yourself food. Food is how you restore your stamina. But I'm working on a new sort of sparkly effect that shows you where pickup items are, and I haven't implemented that yet. So we'll get there. Anyway, I got 7. Only got 7 stone out of that. So let me just check if this water works correctly. If I step into it, it should make your swimming sound. Let me check here. It's a little late. It took a while for that to come on through. Oh, that's right. This is the sound is not really in sync with my capture card, so it's probably fine. Yeah, so the capture card's a little funny. It's so hard getting reflections like that on the water. Just a decent solution that's actually performant, that doesn't just destroy your performance. I want to have it to where when you use your axe and you're sort of on the water like that, it'll make a splash. It'll have a particle effect and a sound. Just, you know, immersive. It's kind of fun slapping the water, you know. So I'm pretty happy with that. So you can see how hugely dense this environment is. There are supposed to be trees over there. I'm not entirely sure, but again, I think it's a save file. So it's just a massive environment. It's enormous. There's so many more spots now where you can build. So what I'll do is I'll just parkour my way up a couple spots, and we'll see. But even I haven't finished these environments yet. I need to sort of hand detail all the foliage, the grass, you know, the little weeds, and any sort of branches that you can step on, and all that sort of work still needs to be done. So still a fair ways to go, but I'm very happy with how it is so far. I'm just so pleased with how this looks, and I think people are going to have so much fun just spending time and enjoying this. And it maintains the spirit of the original Ruby River, but it just gives you so much more. You know, this was really my vision for this, that I really wanted this, but you know, it just wasn't possible on the 3DS. But the core gameplay, I was able to get really what I was looking for on the 3DS with Ruby River. So I'll parkour my way up there. Yeah, and those buttons that are behind me, those won't be there in the final version. I need those there for now because I still need the touchscreen in order to use the menus, as I haven't finished programming the menus yet to use the buttons. And this will look better when I finish detailing all the foliage and everything along the ground. Mushrooms and little grasses and whatever little plants are down there, saplings. So I'm just going to parkour my way up this wall here, and we'll see the sort of spots, just cute, cool little spots that I've created where people can now build their cabin. Just a cool spot to build, you know. So I'm going to parkour my way up there. So this wind particle effect is unfinished. It's still mostly like the 3DS logic. So it doesn't loop, it actually stops and then plays again. And the reason being why that, for both the wind and the rain, why they don't loop their particle effects while they play a little bit and then stop, is because if you have a looping particle effect on the 3DS, it actually leaks memory, and I already had fog that was already playing and looping. That's just built into the game. So if I had any more, if I had let that wind or the rain system loop, the particle system, it actually would have crashed the 3DS because it just would have leaked tons and tons of memory. So I'm going to experiment with the draw distance just to have more trees visible. You can see, like, you can't see much of that forest there. I'm going to try and just experiment and then increase the draw distance just so it looks filled out a bit more, but I had to make a lot of performance considerations. So you can see the trees sort of pop in at a distance, but we'll see. We'll see how much better I can make it. But this is one of the little spots you can climb up here. I thought it'd be really neat. And, you know, of course, you'll have to clear out the grass here and bushes to get rid of these beautiful flowers. I'll get rid of them. So I picked up some leaves, which I can use for crafting, of course. And I thought it'd be nice to put a cabin here. Like, imagine having your cabin, you get your window, and you just have a view of the whole, you know, a whole open environment like that. I think it would just be just great. Maybe I have to get rid of this tree here to sort of open up the view a little bit. You don't want to destroy every tree, though. You want to leave something, you know. Maybe I'd leave those there. And I'd put a cabin here, and then I'd have a deck. Oh, you know what? You could build a deck that extends out over the edge. That'd be really neat. That'd be great. I'd considered traversal systems, like sort of like, what if you had like a system where you could like make a grass parachute and glide down and whatnot. But it's just, I think that takes away from the original spirit of Ruby River, because it wasn't about traversal. Ruby River was about the surviving and the building and the crafting, and I didn't want to distract by having an advanced traversal system. But I may focus on traversal for Diamond Island, which will be the follow-up in terms of gameplay to Ruby River. You can see that that's still the 3DS graphics on the stump there. It's quite basic, doesn't have advanced lighting, it's low resolution, quite pixely. So, also the color doesn't match anymore the trees that are in there. So, you know, those are the kind of things that I take note of, and it makes it hard if you want to build a structure, because obviously those things will sort of get in the way. But you know, that's the name of the game, isn't it? You know? And there's quite a few spots like this. Like, these were here in the original Ruby River. This sort of there were spots like this. I think this one not so prominently. Or actually, no. I think I may have. No, I added this one. This one's new. This wasn't here before in the original, so I added this one. There's a couple spots that I made more prominent, and I gave them just a really nice view. You know, there's a sort of creepy, there's a bit of a forest here where all the trees are kind of dead, so that's a little bit creepy. There's a nice open flat spot there, which I thought would be really nice. There's a spot where I thought I'd like to add a waterfall and, you know, have it streaming down so you can build a cabin by a waterfall. But I might just add that in an update or something, as I don't want to add too much because I'm so busy there's so much work that I have to do with the remastering process that just adding things is going to extend the development time more than what I can handle right now. But I don't know what I destroyed it. So yeah, I need to adjust this wind effect. It's quite basic. So you know, I just want everything to be as good as it possibly can be for the launch here. It's creepy. I'm trying to. There's one feature I'm trying to add is where you can build a flat in a tree so that you can build proper tree houses, and then maybe have like a rope or a ladder you can climb up. I don't know yet how well I'll be able to fit that in with my current workload, as I just have a tremendous amount of work to do. So we'll see, but ideally I'd like you, normally you can build a flat, you know, just on the ground, but I would like to have it to where you can have the flat, and if you sort of center it on the tree and look up, it'll let you build it in the middle of the tree, and then you can build more flats off of that, and then you can have a whole house attached to the tree, so a proper tree house. But we'll see whether or not, you know, I can get that to work properly. So we'll have a look out. I just want this wind effect to go away because it's quite basic, and it doesn't really match the rest of the quality of the game right now. You know, so if you look out, you can just see how dense the forest really can be, and just so detailed. And of course, everything is interactable as well. Here's one thing that I'm going to need to address and fix is right now trees can sort of spawn on top of other trees, which like it kind of happens, you know, in real life, but not like that. So I'm just going to have to do a bit of work on that. Make sure trees can't spawn on top of other trees. Oh, Nikatha, hi, good to see you. I need to let me open my OBS. I wonder, OBS normally has a window that goes on the side here, and I don't know where it went. Let's see if I can chat. There we go, off to the side. Okay, it's open. I'm glad to see you taking time off of just fixing Unity compatibility bugs and doing some more fulfilling creation. Yeah, me too. A lot of development, unfortunately, with Unity is just finding workarounds for how broken Unity is. But I don't want to put that sort of vibe out of negativity and just focusing on negativity. That's not the kind of energy that I want to share with people. So I want to try to keep things positive, and it is frustrating. It's important to make things known, you know, how things aren't right. But at the end of the day, you know, you're bringing out energy to people, and just want to put positive energy out there. So here are some notes. You know, for example, like here is a portion of the terrain that needs to be hand painted and fixed. You can see like it doesn't look right. There's like a rock, and then the grass grows like that. So what I would do is I would actually grab, you know, that sort of those roots growing out of the dirt there. What I would do is I would hand paint that so that this section here has the dirt and the roots, and it looks like it's sort of holding the terrain up a bit. So that's something I'll come back and fix. And you know, this side isn't so bad. You know, this one's fine. It's not a big deal there. And this section, there's certain sections, people will find that there are parts that are a bit different. Well, the whole thing's going to be very different. It's totally remastered, isn't it? It doesn't look anything even similar to the original Ruby River, but there's certain areas that I've left very flat, like this one. And in the original Ruby River, there weren't really many areas that were totally flat. And I just kind of figured this would be a nice spot to just give people a playground to build whatever structure they wanted. The vast majority of the terrain is actually very curvaceous. You know, if that's, I don't know why I said it like that. I could have said it the normal way, but I said it a weird way. Yeah, but you're going to find certain areas that are a little bit flat, so just to aid you in building like a big old mansion, you know. And the only things that would get in your way are the tree stumps from the trees. So I'm going to create another video where I finish up sort of doing the final adjustments, but it's just things like making adjustments along these edges here to make it more organic and realistic looking. I'll explain that in some other future videos. So let me hustle on down here. I'll run through the forest here. But there's so many things about this that I'm just so excited to share with people, that I was able to achieve something that honestly I didn't really think I'd be able to get it to look anywhere near this good. The only thing I'm not super excited about is you can tell when the trees are switching between different levels of detail. But I'm just, you just have to accept that there are certain things about games and game development, game engines, that you're just going to have to make some sacrifices for performance. There are a lot of performance considerations that you need to make. So that's one. At least I can make a game that looks, it's just nice and immersive. Just pleasant to the eye, It just seems like it'd be real fun to just spend time in this world. So, yeah, there's so many interesting little ecosystems and biomes that you can spend time in, explore, and build cabins in. I was able to implement some more advanced lighting. You can see how chunky the rain is. That's using the 3DS rain. The final new version of the rain will be significantly more realistic. I'll walk on over to the lake. We'll have a lake over there. This is a lake that a lot of people like to build a house by. I always like trying to put a house on this lake. I just think it's just a neat little vibe, and it's going to be even more satisfying to build a cabin on the lake now because of enhanced visuals. I have time of day disabled right now because I'm fine-tuning my daytime atmospheric lighting. But I'm pretty pleased with how the lighting is for the daytime now. I have finished sunset, and then I sort of made universal changes. I did nighttime lighting, but I need to go back and make some more adjustments now. And then lastly, I'll fine-tune the sunrise visuals. So I'm missing the grass on the ground, which I haven't done yet. So in a future video, I'll just share, the added details for the terrain and the grass, thought process behind it. And again, my willow trees are placeholders. They're just not. They're not fulfilling their duties, so you gotta replace them. That's some strange weather. Yeah, it's using the 3DS logic, where I couldn't let the rain loop, because if I let the rain particle effect loop on the 3DS, it would cause significant memory leakages and it would crash the 3DS. So I couldn't even have looping rain on there. Also, I couldn't have it be any larger resolution. If the rain texture resolution on the 3DS was any larger, it would crash. So I seriously think that's like 32 by 32. Yeah. And I'm going to have a little effect where when it's raining, every little body of water, like the ponds in this lake, will go up a bit. And they'll sort of climb up, and you can see, because this is all handcrafted, where it looks like there's wet sand here, so it looks like the tide has receded a bit. So that's something I can work on, that I can have a rising tide with the rain. Just be neat. See, I can't show you any of the building right now because I don't have the controls finished programming for that yet. Anyway, this is a little bit sparse here. What I'm going to do, I'll go ahead and load up another save file, so I'll take that out. I'll just start fresh. I'll bring us back to the river. So if you give me a second, I'll just swap over. And you know what? I'll show you that. I'll just boot up another save file. I'll just walk along the river. I'll show you what it's like when you just start a new save file, which I think should work fine. And then I'll boot up Guardians and Metal Exterminators, and I'll just play a bit of that, and we can just hang out a little bit. You're working on some controls right now, and yeah. Luckily, I sort of planned ahead, and I programmed a universal control system. So anything I make in the system, regardless of the console, I'll be able to work on my control systems pretty efficiently. The main difficulty I'm facing here is that the game was designed entirely to have the touchscreen controls for the menu, so it's a little bit difficult trying to replace all the functionality there. Okay. Here. So this is starting a new save file. You see a fair way into the water. Pretty exciting. I wonder if there's anything out there. You never know what will come out of the water. So, this is kind of the amount of detail that I want to have all throughout the map. But this takes just a significant amount of manual work, just hand detailing and placing, all these details with the foliage, with a bit of thought, you know, with meaning behind it, as opposed to just randomly scattering it. So that should only take like half a day to really finish that. And I'll record some of it in the video. What other sorts of details do we have in terms of the ground here? Do we have these sort of lines here? Yeah, they're pretty nice. So this is starting out. This is starting out new game. And again, I'll have to replace these rocks as they're the 3DS ones. Quite a bit dull, you know. Oh, I forgot to put on chill mode, so I'm going to get attacked when I play here too long. So I'll swap over to Guardians and Metal Exterminators in a minute. So yeah, this is what it looks like when you first start. Walk over. I think I can show you a little bit more in terms of the ground details that I've got going here. And again, the frame rate's much better outside of my capture card. My capture card is just not great. Oh hey, stopping by to show my support. Watching Christmas Vacation in a friend's Discord at the moment. That's great. Cool, good to see you. Yeah, yeah. I try to find spots where it'd be interesting to place some foliage details. Stuff like that, you know, just little things that help the world feel like it's living and lived in. Oh, thanks. And then there are things here where, like, for example, this is parts of this are on a little bit of a slant here, so I need to flatten that out because this is just standing puddles of water, and so the ground should be totally flat. But I can see parts of it where they're on a little bit of a slope. So these are things where I manually have to go around and just fix it and adjust it. You have a lot of these vines and leaf details that just make the world feel that much more alive. Because I can't programmatically remove them. I don't actually know of a solution at the moment because they're baked into the terrain. So I have to design it so that when you're building and you create a flat, it'll just go on top of it and it'll totally cover the foliage. So it's all designed a specific way. So I can't have any tall grass in here, which means no Pokemon. Obsidian contraption. Little touches go a long way. Oh yeah, absolutely. It's a lot of small things coming together that make the full experience of a game in general. Yeah. The Bear Army. Wow, the marsh looks great. Thank you. There's so many different little neat ecosystems all over the place now. So I want it to feel really satisfying for people when they explore and they find cool little ecosystems to build their cabins in. I just want it to feel really satisfying. So, you know, I want things to be detailed and interesting and feel quaint, you know, and cozy and comfy. This is an area that I'm still working on. For some reason, my grass stopped working last night. This grass is supposed to be billowing in the wind, and if you just have a look at it, there is no billowing. There seems to be zero billowing. But I want these rolling hills of grass. This area is supposed to be a bit of a sort of an open meadow, I suppose, with sweeping rolling fields of grass, and they're not billowing. So I'm just going to have to figure out why that is. I haven't finished, of course, hand placing all the grass details yet, so I'll get to that probably today. I'll be doing a lot of the foliage and control programming today. I expect to get attacked. I suspect I'm going to get attacked any second now. I need to adjust this green of the grass here. It's a lot of manual work. It doesn't match the green of the meshes grass, so I need to adjust that so that they match and they blend and they're visually cohesive. So I'll do that today as well. So it'll be much better. You know, the final product will be visually more cohesive. There's a little pond here that I would like to walk to, and there's a fun little cove that I made here that I think people might want to build their lakeside cabin in, so I'll share that with you. I think it's quite nice. This is like the puddle effects they took out of Spider-Man. That's how it's going to look in the game. I'm not taking it out. I'm leaving it in there. And the willow trees right now, they're not right. So please understand that the willows are not great. There's a gap in the terrain over there. You You can see that white triangle under the water. That'll be fixed. You know, don't worry too much about that. So I'll be fixing that. I'll be fixing this terrain, and you know, I put a lot of like just hand created details here, where sort of like you see the sand going over the moss, and then the moss grows over the tree roots, and the sort of the tree roots sort of stick out of the dirt here, and then there's rocks, you know, and it just gives it this lived-in feeling that's just organic, and it's welcoming, I feel. And so it's just hours and hours of identifying these places where you can manually just put a little bit of moss, you know, in between the tree roots, and the tree roots are sort of holding that terrain together, creating this wall here. It's a lot of work, but I feel that it's absolutely worth it. It gives it this lived-in organic feel. So this is a little cove that didn't exist in the original, and I carved out this little space and I flattened it out because I thought it'd be just a cool spot for people to put a cabin. I think they might like it here. You know, I think during the sunrise it would be very nice because the sun will be coming up over there, and of course I'll be fixing those. That terrain will look much more realistic by the time of the official launch, of course, and there will be much better willow trees in this environment. You got a little bit of this cattail grass or whatever it's called, some azalea bushes. So I'm very pleased with how all that turned out. There's another own little area over there, and I'll let you explore that. It's massive. It's kind of hard to keep track in the original Ruby River on the 3DS how big the game really is, because I can only have the two textures and basically the one type of tree due to memory constraints. But here I have so much more available to me in terms of visual expression, and now the game I think feels huge because the areas, the ecosystems feel quite distinct from each other. I can use totally different trees in different places. And you can have, I paid so much attention to the way that the trees, the leaves sort of accept the sunlight, they absorb the sunlight, and there's a bit of translucency so you can see the sunlight coming through the trees like that. It's just small details like that that I've really enjoyed, just fine-tuning and adjusting, you know. I love that kind of thing, the effect of the sun coming through the trees. Those are the kind of things I really enjoy. This area is pretty nice, and of course fish will show up in here and you can catch the fish, and little details like that coming up through, little geometry details coming up through the sand. And of course you can go on into the water as well. I thought it would be nice to sort of sit, and you can just float in the water, you kind of look up right, and you can just sort of watch the clouds pass by. I'll need to implement some sort of animated cloud system, or even, you know, at night you can just sort of sit up and look up and look at the stars. I thought that would have been really just a neat sort of relaxing vibe for Ruby River, and that's really, you know, that's really what I wanted, the feeling that I wanted to share with Ruby River. Okay, I'm feeling attacked. I'm going to die immediately, actually, because I have no health. So I can show you the cave. And I haven't done any work in the cave, so you're going to see what it looks like. It's just a high-resolution 3DS situation going on over there. And you can have a look. I mean, some of these are still using the 3DS textures, so nice and blocky there. But this area, I'll have to spend some significant time. I want this area to look really good. So we'll get to it. Don't worry about it. So you leave the cave. We'll do this for a few more minutes and then we'll... Okay, so there is... Okay, so I think there's a glitch with this save file. There's either a glitch or there's a problem because there are no trees here. So actually, I think there's something wrong with the save file. I just booted up the save file, but I think there may be a problem with it because all my trees are gone. My trees are gone. Okay, great. So on that note, let's go ahead and we'll switch over to Guardians and Metal Exterminators. That's never happened before, having my trees just suddenly disappear like that. So I guess I'll have to do some investigation today and figure out what the situation is. Okay. So I don't have any other characters besides Oxa and Gold in this save file. I had to reset my save file a number of times all throughout testing, and now I have nothing. Thanks. Oh, I didn't put that in the dock all the way. I hope the music isn't too loud. I think I'll have to turn the music down a little bit. So I'll turn the music down a fair bit. I think it's a bit loud. I need to manually adjust a lot of things about the audio and whatnot. Let's see. Should I pick up? How much money do I have? You know what? Just because Lawn Dart I think was broken on the 3DS. If you equipped it, you couldn't start a mission. So it's a cursed item. But have a look at this, you guys. There are now 2 pages of character select screen. So this is launching January 11th. You will be able to pick this up and enjoy it on January 11th. Oh no, I started setting up a new shader for ice to have a more advanced and realistic looking ice effect, and I didn't implement it. So in a patch, I'll be updating this and adding improvements and new content. I'll be improving the ice effect on the cryo shield as well. So I'm so pleased with how this is. I think the weapon I have equipped is a flamethrower. So I'll show you what the menu looks like. Oh snap, looking forward to it. Yeah, January 11th. So, oh, that's there's that cool UI. Thanks. Yeah, I was leaning so far into the 80s with this, and my feeling was that sort of like a calculator watch that you push the button and it glows. So that was my inspiration for building the UI, and I thought it sort of gives it that sort of neon sci-fi 80s vibe, but also a lo-fi look, because I use the sort of the digital clock font, and it just gives you that vibe, you know. I had a watch. I think it had like a little basketball game on there. I can't see how much experience points I have. 76. Cool. Okay, so what I will do is I'll do some missions. I'll level up and we can see some events. Sorry, I bumped my microphone there. All right, I only need to break 5 crates. So this is pretty good. This is a new feature as well that is new to the Switch version. It now says the enemy level, so you can plan accordingly. So you'll know exactly. So now you know the mission. And then you'll know, if you know it's like a low-level enemies, then you'd think, oh, I'll level up some of my, or not level up, I'll use some of my weaker characters so I can get experience points for them. Or you can see if the enemy level is pretty high, then you'll know you better switch to your characters who you've leveled up their stats a bit. And of course, every character is sort of purpose-built to be pretty good at something in particular, whether it's crowd control or just mass damage. You know, some characters are just better with crowd control. Oh, I wanted to play one of the new soundtracks. We'll just keep going on missions, and eventually we'll get the new soundtracks. So it is going to be a little bit jumpy in terms of performance, because my capture card it's not great. It's not a great capture card. Let me know if it's too loud. I'm not really paying attention to the end. I should be just showing off the combat. But these guys, if you go to the ranch, you really should know that you're going to encounter these spiky guys, and that's when you should take your characters who are good with long-range attacks. The Super Smash. I hope you'll release more music so I can use them for reviews soon enough. But this game definitely, I can see, has improved in terms of frames. Oh, the audio's fine. Thank you. Yeah, it's and I actually had the game running even smoother. Like I had it way better. And after I submitted this, that's right when I found out that Unity wasn't allowing me to use 2019 anymore. Even though I had finished the game in Unity 2019, it was totally finished, and the frame rate was perfect, guys. It was so perfect, and I was forced into just putting my project into the newer versions of Unity, and then the frame rate just died. I did every optimization I possibly could. I did absolutely everything, but the rendering on the newer versions of Unity is just slower. That's just how it is. There's nothing you can do about it. So, The combo system is now, it's so much more refined. There's much more of an opening to be able to connect your different weapons together. So how the combo system works is you can cancel the end lag of one weapon by switching to another weapon. So but when you have 3 weapons, you can find out which, just by trial and error, you find out which weapons connect well to each other. And some weapons just have longer combo chains. So it's a lot about experimentation and just trying different things and making up combos with your weapons on the spot. And I think it's something that's just very satisfying to find those combos that you made them up on your own. The crows and the spiky guys can go over the fences pretty easily now, so it's really only the metal exterminators that you can sort of cheese behind the fences. The crows and the spiky guys will go straight over the fences. Spike me, bro. Yeah, I'd like to do the, I want to start doing the soundtracks online so people can just listen to them for free online, and you can buy them if you want, or just download them and play them for free, you know. My main concern has been that people just start stealing the music and using it in other things, and that's like a real issue. You find that you see like so many YouTube videos, like people just everywhere online that are like stealing Silent Hill music and just using them however you like. That's kind of like I'm just not a big fan of that happening, and I don't really want that to happen to my works. And the easier you make it for people to just grab something for free, they're not going to see any value in it. They'll just take it and use it for their own, and I'm just not a big fan of that idea, you know. So that's why I've been a little bit apprehensive, just have things available and free online. So when something's free, people don't see value in it. So I'll pick up the... Should I save my money? If I do, I have a skill attached to my flamethrower, so do add skill. Okay, I added a new skill to it. I got Destructive Vampire, which is... Oh, that's good. So when you destroy a vase or a vase, you get a little bit of health. So that's a really good skill. That only cost me 150 tokens. I mean... Anyone can afford 150 tokens. Look, I have 360 tokens left, so that's a pretty good skill. It's now permanently attached. So when you go to the vending machine, you can permanently attach skills to your weapons. See, if I look at the flamethrower now, I'll get out of the way. I'm in the way here. So there's a couple new weapons, some skills. I think there's a couple new skills. Some have been renamed and some have been fine-tuned. Flexing Grease boosts your melee attack range by 20, which is like, that's so cool. So that's your Flexing Grease. The other counterpart to that is the Cowboy Grease, which boosts your gun weapons, your sort of hitting range with that is increased by 20. So that's the skill that I just added by going to the vending machine, Destructive Vampire. So yeah, you recover some health after breaking a vase. Vase? What are your thoughts on crowdfunding like Kickstarter? I would love physical Silver Falls games. I would love to make physical games as well, but I'm not confident in setting up a Kickstarter just to produce a physical game, because the initial investment on producing physicals is so high. It's really high. I'm not even sure I can talk about it. I don't know if I'm allowed to say what the prices are. They're very high. It's not like, oh, here's a couple $1,000, let's get some cartridges made. It's way, way more than that. So it's generally why, you know, you either have significant funding or major companies that do physical games. You see there are now 10 pages for your inventory, so I've doubled the inventory size because, of course, the roster will be doubled by the time I get all the characters rolled out. So I'm going to get my flamethrower back, actually. Oh, I could show you... Oh, you know what? We'll do some upgrades. When you do upgrades on your stats, that's when it plays story events. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's see. 60. I just need to... What's my power at? Oh, 90. I'll do attack speed and maybe speed. And 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 21 22 23 24 25 26 27 28 29 30 31 32 33 34 35 36 37 38 39 40 41 42 43 44 45 46 47 48 49 50 51 52 53 54 55 56 57 58 59 60 61 62 63 64 65 66 67 68 69 70 71 72 73 74 75 76 77 78 79 80 81 82 83 84 85 86 87 88 89 90 91 92 93 94 95 96 97 98 99 100 101 102 103 104 105 106 107 108 109 110 111 112 113 114 115 116 117 118 119 120 121 122 123 124 125 126 127 128 129 130 131 132 133 134 135 136 137 138 139 140 141 142 143 144 145 146 147 148 149 150 151 152 153 154 155 156 157 158 159 160 1 Oh, great! Hey, that was good timing. I can now show you the Exterminators now. So let's see here. So there are 2 pages of the Guardians. If you press R, you can swap over to the Exterminators, and there will be 2 pages. So I've doubled the roster, basically. Not all of them are implemented yet. There's going to be a bunch that are available on launch, but I will have to roll out an update later in the year because it's taking me significantly more time to rig up and animate all of those enemies. I accidentally went wild with my creature designs recently, and they have complex rigs and complex animations, so unfortunately I couldn't launch this with every enemy that I wanted to, but I'll be adding them in later in the year. You have fun making enemies, you sort of cut loose, and then when you start rigging and animating, you start thinking, uh-oh, what have I done? So let's go ahead and have a look at how advanced the visuals are on our wonderful friend now. I might take the cryo skin on this guy. Many of the characters and enemies have been rebalanced. A lot of skills are fine-tuned and rebalanced. And I just wanted to give people more interesting ways to build their distinct own playstyles with each individual character. So it feels like each character handles a certain way because you've set up the characters that way. And by fine-tuning and adjusting the skills and the stats, it lends itself to that. So I needed defeat 40 enemies. This is not a good one to start a brand new character on. You need a character that's just good with crowd control. So I won't play the Metal Exterminator this time. Actually, no, it doesn't even matter. I mean, I'm just showing you guys the thing. And I'm not trying to be good at the game, you know. So I have been planning actually a crowdfunding concept. Oh, there's my cryo skin. Cryo skin is supposed to just sort of build combos, but the Exterminator starts out with really low attack speed, so you really gotta level up your attack speed before you can start building the combos. See, I'm getting killed. I also don't have any weapons yet, so it's pretty tough when you don't have, a permanent extra weapon equipped. It's so tough. Oh, but I do have this. Come hither, bro. Yes. All right. I'm just gonna go for a walk and see what other cool things I can find. Smell you later, bros. I got like no stats, bro. Okay, so I've run out of my special attack. Come hither, bro. I think I got one. Ow. Drop that down. So you might notice something here. It's quite just a little visual quirk. Actually, it's kind of cool zooming in. There's a visual quirk with this particular game, Guardians and Metal Exterminators, is the ground doesn't have that diverse painted terrain detail to it. All the other games have sort of terrains that are painted. There's a lot of variety in the terrains. With Guardians and Metal Exterminators, it's just one single consistent visual for the terrain, and that's because on the 3DS I couldn't afford to have detailed terrain because I just needed to reduce the memory pressure. I wanted to keep the performance as good as it could be, and it ended up giving the game a kind of like a particular quirky look. So the reason why I didn't paint the terrain in this with variety is because I wanted to maintain that visual quirk. I think it would have lost some of its visual identity if I did that. And so it's a subtle thing, and there isn't, why should it matter? But I think it's something that does help it stand out just visually from the other games in its own little quirky way. So that's why I've maintained that. Oh, I got Explosive Breath, which is really nice, but I'm kind of too slow to really make use of it, I don't want that one. I don't want that. I want to keep my Explode. Okay, honestly, Explosive Breath is probably the best one you can get. The best sort of temporary ability you can get. Because it hits a group, right? Ow. I'm not even gonna kill one of these guys. I'm gonna die. This is why you need to get missions where that start out really easy. You know, like break balloons or break crates, things like that. So it's better to the battling missions don't take a brand new cryptid and put it into a battle mission because you're gonna have a tough time. Wait, what's the mission now? If it's something like collect tokens or something, break 5 crates. Those are the kinds that you want, you know, because then you'll at least get something. And it's a lot easier to do these missions. So I'm just going to mostly ignore the enemies. Once I find my last crate, then I'll start killing enemies. So I got 1. Ow. Oh, that cow came out of nowhere. Come hither, bro. Come hither. Let's go hither. I'm just gonna shield. Actually, I don't want to die. I want to get a weapon for my cryptids at least, or my exterminators, as they're referred to. This is my second crate. You don't get experience points from the crates, but as move, play more simple ones. Oh, he distracted me, and I ended up getting hit. It's not a skill issue. I was distracted by the jet. Ow. Okay, so I'm all out of special attack. I don't want to fail though. I really want to find the crates because I would like to get a weapon. Okay, this is number 3. Once you get your first like secondary weapon, it's much more doable. It's really hard when your characters have their default attacks. Until you start leveling up their like signature moves, they're just difficult to beat. Oh, I'll cheese them with my burst breath. There we go. My explosive breath. Well, this will get me some experience points. Blowing up chickens from the other side of the fence. My grandpappy used to say. This is one of the new tracks that we're hearing right now. This is one of the new ones that I did. I think I doubled the soundtrack for this remaster. Was I on 3 crates or 2? Stop trying to hit me and hit me. Come hither, bro. As soon as I stop shielding, watch, he's gonna hit me. Okay. I'll just burst both of these guys. So the Exterminator has a lot of shields, so he can use his shield a whole lot. If I don't fail, I'm going to get a decent amount of experience points here, so that's really good. These are the missions that you want when you're first starting out with your new cryptids. Ow. I think I'm going to start looking for some crates now, too. Oh, that chicken just did a ton of damage to me. Oh, shoot. Okay. Alright, I really want my crate now. I seriously need a new weapon. Please leave me alone. What game is that where the guy goes, leave me alone, I'm busy? Which one's that one? Totally redone the visuals, just so it's reflective, you know, sort of metal on that silo. Okay, here's one. Please leave me alone, I'm busy. Yes, I get a weapon. Alright, 62 experience points, and I get Electro Spit, which is nice. That's a good ranged attack. Let's go ahead and equip Electro Spit. That'll be really nice. Okay, I don't know if I want to waste money on like a... I have 397. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take the risk, and I'm going to add a skill to my Electro Spit. That's what I'm going to do. So I'll press R to add a skill. New skill added. What do I get? It is Hungry Toughness. Huh. Hungry Toughness. It reduces damage received by 25% for 15 seconds after eating a healing item. That's pretty good. That's all right. I won't complain about that. Metal Exterminators are already kind of leaning towards defensive anyway, so... Oh, I should have used up all my armor. I didn't even realize that. It increases your move speed after your armor is depleted. And you can also level up that skill, so it's cumulative as well. So, man, I think what I'm going to do... How much experience points do I have? Cool. I'm going to increase my power and my attack speed. That's good. All right. Anyway, you sort of get stuck. You get sucked into it, don't you? I'll show you what gold looks like. Winslow man, hi. Good to see you. Just got here. Are you a monster in this or a human, good or bad? Looks like it's both. So I was just showing. I'll play through another mission with this guy since you just got here. But all the cryptids have their own skill systems. I mean, it's the same kind of system as the humans, but they have their own set of skills. Actions and abilities. Humans get weapons, but the cryptids get new abilities that they can use. So these are kind of boring. I'm gonna save my money. Really, Bite and Feral Thing. Bite's like a weak, fast attack, but it just lets you build up combos. The way the combo system works in this, I'll buy it. Is when you switch to another weapon in the middle of using one weapon, you can cancel the end lag of one weapon and you can just build combos. So I gotta defeat 40 enemies. I don't know about that. I'm still kind of... I haven't sort of improved this guy's stats enough yet, so... Okay, big duck, goats, got some... Ow. Yeah, I need a... There's my shield there. There you go. Okay, so that's when you hold your shield out, if the enemies hit you, it results in you performing your shield attack. I didn't equip my new... I got my new ability, just kill me. I wanted to use my new ability that I got. I unequipped it. I added a new skill to it and everything. That sucks. So yeah, I'm playing as a Metal Exterminator right now, but as you play the game, you unlock more cryptids to play as. And when you use Code Linker to connect to the other Silver Falls games, every Silver Falls game has its own sort of signature cryptids that are in it. So when you use the Code Linker, you can actually get those cryptids to cross over from one game into another. So for this game, you can get cryptids and humans cross over from the other Silver Falls games and go into this one. I bought that Feral Fang, and it's actually letting me do some combos here, but I really want to go back to my inventory. I died, so... This game is just, it's designed to be such a vibe, Okay, I'll take my Electro Spit. Is there anything interesting here? Flame Roar? I'll take the Flame Roar. That's going to be cool. Okay. And this guy's, every cryptid has their own signature thing. So his move speed, if I use up all of my armor shielding, then I'll just move faster. Oops, I think this is a boss fight. So there's my Electro Spit that I got. Okay, and my Flame Roar is that. Okay, there we go. I got a health item, nice. Oh, I get my defense goes up if I use a health item, I think. Oh, I'm getting killed. I think it said they were high level. That's what the video is. Come hither, bro. Okay, yeah. I should have used the character that was more developed. There's the Flame Roar that I got from the radiation gave me some Flame Roar. I really like these roar attacks. You can get abilities like I think Pyromaniac that'll boost your elemental strength for flames. So it's really about you could really just play this forever, and you can collect all kinds of different skills because the skills all stack, they're all cumulative. So you could build such unique loadouts for every human character and every cryptid that you play. You can have such unique loadouts. It just makes it so satisfying knowing that the more that you play, the more options that you will find for you. You just get to come up with cool strategies and loadouts, and you get to play into the strengths of each particular playable cryptid or human. I should have picked a higher level character. I'm dead. I got some experience. I got to keep some. So even though you get killed, you keep some of your experience and tokens. So that's alright. I'll switch back to the humans now. Okay, so I played a bit as Oxa earlier. I'll do a mission as Gold. And I'll switch back to Ruby River after this one. So let me see. Torch, Night Sword. I'll take the torch. Let me. I gotta equip something here. Oh, we've got a fantasy sword. Okay. These weapons have skills. Let's see. Hungry power, boost power by 50%. For 15. Oh, that's a really good ability. Oh, that's so good. That's so good. Okay. Oh wait, let me see if there's any upgrades I can do. I think I'm gonna upgrade my attack speed here. Alright, let's just do a mission with Gold and see what it's all about. I actually don't have his electroshot yet. Oh, I was finally able to implement this. So in the original version, Gold and Oxa start out with their signature weapons and they're not supposed to. I always meant for them to start out with basic weapons, and then as you progress through the game, and I don't want to do any spoilers, you earn their signature weapons. But that was going to take a significant amount of development time, and I didn't have that time for the 3DS version, but I was able to implement it here. So you can see Gold actually starts out with his with just a normal pistol. He doesn't have his Electro Blaster yet. I think you can. Oh no, he also has his earring. I always meant for him to have an earring, just like an 80s hoop. It's hard to see it there. You know, it's not in the line. He's got a hoop in the earring, sort of. Anyway, I'll just do a mission and see what it's all about. It's threatened level me on again. I'm gonna get killed here. Oh yeah, check out. This is a new weapon as well. It's called the Mega Axe. So this was not in the original. This was something I created just for this version. And I thought it'd just be... it just seemed on brand for Silver Falls, was the Mega Axe. So this is a new weapon that's just in this game. I thought it's just so ridiculous. Mega Axe. My attack speed's too slow right now, so... yeah, I'm having a hard time comboing. Ow. I used up my only stick of dynamite. I'm gonna get killed here. I'll take as many down with you as I can. The Mega Axe is so slow though. You gotta pair this thing with a faster weapon. Can you die, please? Oh, I died. I got 4 experience points from that. Whoop-dee. Whoop-dee-doo. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed having a look at that. I'll play more of this next time, and I'll genuinely try and set up really cool loadouts. I'll share more, especially since the game is launching on January 11th. So this is Guardians and Metal Exterminators. January 11th, it'll be launching, so please look forward to that. I'll switch back over to Ruby River, and then I'll share just a little bit more of that before I log out here. I can't show you Gaiden Deathly Delusion Destroyers yet, as it still relies entirely on the touchscreen. So yeah, I can't play that on the dock here. And I'm still in the process of replacing all of the 3D graphics with high resolution. Okay, let me go ahead and boot that up there. I need to figure out why the trees disappeared in that other save file. Okay, put that in the dock. Oh, hold on, I need the touch screen here for a second. Oop. Okay, and this is Ruby River. So this will be launching hopefully late January. I'm working my tail off here trying to get this ready. But there's just significant amount of work to do. I need to do like the manual placement of all the foliage on the ground, all the leaves and the little, you know, grass and all that. I just want to share, you know, the sort of enhanced visuals here, the really advanced lighting of the atmospheric light coming through the trees, the subsurface scattering of the leaves absorbing the sunlight, and then you can see the sunlight through the other side of the leaves there. I think it's just so cozy and pleasant to look at. There's a massive draw distance. I mean, it's what a weird clinical way to describe something like that. But you can see such a dense forest in the distance, you know, and it's all real time. They're not static objects. So like if this tree kind of like pisses you off, you can just get rid of it. I mean, the tree doesn't even need to be there anymore. Just get rid of it. I mean, I think this tree is quite obsidian contraption. That's nice. Oh, thank you. You know, trees are a big deal to me. I think that if you get them wrong, it's really ugly if you get it wrong, you know. And I love spending time outdoors, and to me, it's just so important to get these kind of things right, you know, because they really contribute a significant amount to the presentation of the game. Whee! Oh. Guys, did we get another double tree here? That's such a big tree. That's not a double tree, is it? Might just be a real big tree. But you can see that entire forest they're not static objects. It's just so densely detailed in there, and everything's interactable. You get resources from the different things. Like I'll cut down this bush. I hate this bush. I hate it. I'm gonna chop it down. Take that. You know, I just put a lot of work into it that they sort of reflect the sunlight, and the way that they sort of absorb sunlight, and you can see sunlight coming through them on the other side. You know, it's just, and I'm still, you know, not the very best at it. I'm still improving and trying to get better. So I'm just hoping that with each game that I make that has a realistic presentation style, I hope that I just get better and better. With Ruby River, it was always meant to look a bit dreamlike. And so I wanted the colors to be really punchy and vibrant. I just wanted it to feel different. You know, I want it to feel distinct from the other games, especially since I'm launching so many games. I just want to make sure that everything has its own identity in terms of audio and visuals. And things like, this is going to take a while. Like, this is a big tree here. Yeah, I got 16 out of that, so that's pretty good. Yeah. Woo. So this area is still going to need more work. It doesn't have any of the ground detail, like the weeds and ivy vines and grass, so I'll get to that today. And of course the frame rate is much better in real life. My capture card is not very good, so the capture card kind of contributes to things looking a little bit jittery. But you can just see it's just so densely detailed, you know, and that bush grew up in that tree. Oh, those flowers. That's kind of cute. So there's so many now. There's so many just interesting niche ecosystems and little sort of biomes for you to explore, and it'll just feel exciting when you find an interesting biome and you can build a cabin there, you know, and you can build whatever you want, really. There's going to be some new things that you can build as well that I think will really add to the fun of the game, and you can just do some creative things with it. And you can see there's like sort of marshes, and I'll do some more videos in the future, and I'll share what things look like in terms of, say, for example, like different times of day, the sunset, sunrise, nighttime. You probably won't see me playing much nighttime in terms of any live streaming or videos, because I'm adding some things to the game and I don't want to spoil it or ruin it, so I need to just let people enjoy things at their own pace. So, as I'm playing through, there are things like this is too vibrant green, so I need to dial that down. The light that it's reflecting is a little too yellow, so I need to make adjustments there. So it's just things like that. So I'll be making fine-tune adjustments. Hopefully I can launch this either late January or very early February. February is my goal. So anyway, I just want to thank everyone for hanging out. I really need to get back to work now. So I'll be ending the stream in a couple minutes, and then I have to, as you can see, there's still a fair bit of work that I need to do on this. But if you have any questions, if you'd like to say anything, we can hang out for a couple more minutes, and yeah, we can just chill. We can just chill. I especially like these conifers. They're just so interesting to look at. The way that the light comes through them, I think, is what makes them so interesting. I would personally build like a 4-story cabin around here and then just try to be close to the trees, And hopefully I can implement being able to build tree platforms and tree stands, so you can have like your own hunting stand up here. There's going to be significantly more wildlife wandering around. There's going to be more enemy variations. There's going to be more different types of animals that you can hunt for food. So I really hope that you're looking forward to this. I want it to be a game that people can just enjoy and vibe to and just play and enjoy it for a very long time. So I just want to thank everyone who's been enjoying the games, especially a lot of people still message me and tell me that they're still enjoying playing Ruby River. So that's largely why I want to make this game as good as it can be. It's just for all those people who have enjoyed Silver Falls and have supported Ruby River already. I want to make this one the best game it can be. So. Take this. Yeah. See it all. Chop that. Oh, I'm out of stamina. There we go. So your chopping gets much slower. So yeah. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed having a look at these two games. So again, Guardians and Metal Exterminators will be launching January 11, and this Ruby River and Gaiden Deathly Delusion Destroyers, hopefully late January or very early February. And after that, we have exciting new games coming as well. We have Duck Season and Face Takers to look forward to. I'd like to get those ready to launch early 2024 as well. I'm sort of looking at my schedule and what's going on, and I was going to focus on Duck Season, but I'm thinking maybe Face Takers. I might have to bump that up in priority, because kind of like that's kind of like a little bit of a relaxing sort of situation, and I don't want to do 2 relaxing games in a row, and this is pretty chill and relaxing. So because this is going to be launching very soon, I think I might do Face Takers after. So anyway, thank you everyone for supporting Silver Falls, and thanks for watching the stream. I'll create more videos soon, and I gotta get back to work. I got so much work to do on this. Okay. Take care of yourselves, everyone. Have a great holiday season. Be safe out there. Be well. Take care. Thanks for hanging out on the stream. Thanks, Obsidian Contraption. We'll see you around. Take care.